Hi, I'm Tim Kane, the entertainment editor at the Herald and Review in Decatur, Illinois, and we're here because Austin wants. This is one film in a series of films that we're presenting, basically giving background information, some history about Decatur Celebration. We're a group of people, these gentlemen and other people you'll see in front of you, that have covered the event and participated in the event for more than a century combined. We hope we have a few things that might entertain and amuse you. Is there one thing that comes to your head about, this happened at Celebration, this was miserable, that was a horrible experience, and I don't ever want to experience that again, or are most of the memories just really positive ones?
I think most of them are positive. I think, especially in trying to coordinate coverage and all that, I don't think that it's ever really been, pain like that. I think probably the worst time personally that I had was the year that my wife was running the stage, and she also was president of the MacArthur Booster Club and had arranged for them to sell beer tickets. Well, they had a hard time finding people to sell beer tickets, so I ended up doing some things over at the stage and then running over and trying to sell tickets. So while we were selling tickets, and you're in one of these booths, and it's hot and there's no air circulation because the security people will come by if you have the fans and the door propped open and say, well, for security's sake, with all that money, you really shouldn't have the door propped open. So they take your fan away and lock the door, which is probably a good move on their part, but it gets hot in there. Then you have lights staring in at you, and you're supposed to sell tickets. And I went into journalism because I'm no good at math. So if someone wants to buy 6 beer tickets, it's like 375 times 6 is like that. So you're doing that, and you're trying to look at someone to determine whether they're 21. And some people take it well. Sometimes if there's someone who's, especially a female, maybe in their 40s, and you look and say, I need to see your ID, and they would get disgusted. And I said, look, if you were my wife, I'm not sure I could tell who you were until you said something. So, that was probably the one thing. I've sworn off selling beer tickets. But, but otherwise, you think about all the things with Celebration, all the things that people that you've seen, bands that you saw when you were a kid, and you get a chance to get up close and maybe talk to somebody that, when you were 17, you thought, well, I'd never get to meet a guy like that. And I think most of the time it turns out that you're fairly pleasantly surprised that, some of these people are just out trying to make a living and appreciate someone who, is a fan and wants to talk. So.